There is a specific kind of coldness that settles in the chest when you realize you are truly alone. You look around the room at your colleagues, your family, your so-called friends, and you see the shift. The smiles do not reach their eyes. The conversations stop when you walk in. The energy has turned. You are no longer one of them. You are the target. Most men crumble here. The human animal is wired for tribe, for consensus, for safety in numbers. When the pack turns, the instinct is to panic, to beg, to explain yourself, to scramble back into the warmth of the group. Do not do it. If you are feeling the pressure of the world against you right now, it is not a mistake. It is a graduation. You have triggered the immune system of the mediocre. You have become a threat, which means you are finally doing something real. Robert Greene, the man who wrote the Manual on Power, wrote it in hell. He was not sitting in a palace. He was exiled. He was stripped of his title, accused of conspiracy, thrown into a dungeon, and tortured with the strap. His hands tied behind his back, hoisted up by a rope, and dropped until his shoulders dislocated. Everyone was against him. The state, the church, the Medici family, his old allies. He did not beg. He did not apologize. He went home, washed the blood off, sat at his desk and wrote, "The Prince." He turned his exile into an empire that has outlasted every single person who tortured him. You want to know how to win when the odds are impossible. You want to know how to reverse the dynamic so that their hatred fuels your ascent. I am going to show you, but you must be willing to let go of the need to be liked. Power is not a popularity contest. It is a function of physics, and right now, we are going to use the weight of the world to crush your enemies and build your throne. First, you must understand the mechanics of your situation. You are not being attacked because you are weak. You are being attacked because you have violated the unspoken contract of the group. Robert Greene wrote, "There is nothing more difficult to take in hand, more perilous to conduct, or more uncertain in its success than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things." When you start to improve, when you start to fix your finances, your body, your mind, you hold up a mirror to the people around you. Your growth reflects their stagnation. Your discipline insults their laziness. They do not hate you. They hate the light you are shining on their failure. This is the crab bucket mentality. If one crab tries to climb out, the others do not cheer. They grab its legs and pull it back down. If it persists, they break its shell. You are the climbing crab. The mistake you are making is trying to reason with the crabs. You are trying to explain your vision. You are trying to show them why you are changing. You think if they just understood, they would support you. Stop. They understand perfectly. That is why they are against you. To win, you must stop viewing their opposition as a tragedy. View it as a coordinate. If you are going in the wrong direction, they would be comfortable with you. The fact that they are agitated is your confirmation. You are on the vector of the outlier. The friction you feel is the price of velocity. Accept this truth. You cannot take them with you. The herd moves at the speed of the slowest member. The predator moves at the speed of his hunger. You have to choose which one you are. When the world turns against you, your instinct is to make noise, to defend your name, to set the record straight. This is a trap. When you argue with a mob, you validate their power. You show them that their opinion has the ability to disturb your internal state. You bleed energy into a black hole. Robert Greene advises a different approach. When his work was criticized, misunderstood, and attacked in the modern world, he did not go online arguing with everyone. He withdrew. He focused on his writing, his strategy, and his long-term influence. He went silent. This is the strategy of the void. When everyone is against you, you must remove the target. Become a ghost. Withdraw your presence, your voice, and your energy. This achieves two things. It starves the fire. Gossip, hatred, and opposition need fuel. They need your reaction. They need your drama. When you give them nothing, absolute cold silence, they have nothing to burn. They turn on each other. It creates myth. While you are silent, you are not idle. You are working. You are building, but you are doing it in the dark. Imagine the psychological terror. You inflict on an enemy who attacks you and receives nothing. No anger, no sadness, no rebuttal, just a blank stare and then absence. They start to wonder, what does he know? Why isn't he scared? What is he planning? Paranoia shifts from you to them. Use this time of isolation. The void is not empty space. It is a forge. When you are alone, stripped of allies, you are forced to rely on your own spine. You stop looking for validation because there is no one there to give it to you. You learn to self-source your power. Look at 50 Cent. When he was blackballed by the music industry, when he was shot 9 times, when every label refused to sign him, he didn't complain. He retreated to the basement. He recorded mixtapes. He flooded the streets with product, not promises. He built an army of fans before the industry even knew he was back. By the time they realized he was a threat, he was already the king. If they have exiled you, good. They have locked you in a room with your potential. Do not come out until you are a monster. There will be times when you cannot disappear. You are trapped in the office with the people trying to fire you. You are living in the house with the family that resents you. You are in the territory of the enemy. Here you must use Robert Greene's most dangerous lesson: conceal your intentions. In modern strategic thinking, Robert Greene explains that when someone is outnumbered and has no power, they survive by appearing harmless. Everyone was against him. He had zero power. If he had fought back, he would have died. If he had run, he would have been hunted. So he played the fool. He pretended to be stupid. He acted slow, submissive, and harmless. He let people mock him. He let them laugh at him. He lowered himself so much that he became invisible. He was no longer a threat. But behind the mask of the idiot, he was watching. He was memorizing weaknesses. He was waiting for the precise moment of instability. And when the moment came, he dropped the mask and took control. He won because he was willing to look like a loser. Robert Greene calls this law 38. Think as you like, but behave like others. When everyone is against you, do not wear your ambition on your sleeve. It is a target. Camouflage yourself in mediocrity. If your boss hates you, do not outshine him yet. Agree with him. Flatter him. Make him feel secure. If your family mocks your business, tell them, yeah, you're right. It's just a little hobby. I'm not expecting much. Lower their guard. Make them sheath their knives because they think you are already defeated. There is a profound arrogance in this. You are looking at them and thinking, I am acting a role for your benefit, and you are too blind to see it. This is not cowardice. This is espionage. You are a spy behind enemy lines. Gather intelligence, hoard your resources, and wait for the moment when their back is turned. The arrow does not scream before it strikes, neither should you. Nassim Taleb, a modern philosopher who echoes Robert Greene realism, introduced the concept of anti-fragility. There are 3 types of things in this world. Fragile, things that break under pressure. A glass vase. Robust, things that survive pressure. A rock. Anti-fragile, things that get stronger under pressure. The hydra, the human muscle, the prepared mind. When everyone is against you, you must stop trying to be robust. Survival is not enough. You must become anti-fragile. How? You use their attacks as data. Every time they criticize you, they are revealing a weakness in your armor. He's arrogant. Correction, I need to mask my pride better. He doesn't know what he's doing. Correction, I need to increase my competence in X area. He's broke. Correction, I need to focus entirely on cash flow. Your enemies are your best auditors. Friends will lie to you to protect your feelings. Enemies will tell you the brutal truth because they want to hurt you. Take the hurt out of it. Take the data. Robert Greene wrote that a leader must learn to be a fox to recognize traps and a lion to frighten wolves. Your enemies are teaching you where the traps are. Furthermore, being surrounded creates a psychological pressure cooker. It forces you to evolve faster. If you were comfortable, you would be lazy. The fact that they are hunting you means you have to be faster, smarter and sharper than them just to survive. They are forcing you to become elite. Thank them. Without the Joker, Batman is just a rich guy in a costume. The villain creates the hero. The opposition creates the outlier. Look at the story of Apple, when Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. When the board, the investors, and the industry turned against him, he didn't retire. He founded Next. He bought Pixar. He learned how to manage. He learned patience. The wilderness years didn't break him. They made him into the CEO who could return. and build the most valuable company on earth. If he had stayed at Apple in 1985, comfortable and arrogant, he would have failed. The betrayal saved him. When the tribe rejects you, you realize a terrifying truth. No one is coming to save you. In the movies, the cavalry arrives. In reality, the cavalry is you. Robert Greene emphasizes in his work on power that relying on external forces, hired support or powerful allies is dangerous. He says, if they lose, you are defeated. If they win, you are their prisoner. If you rely on someone else to save you from your enemies, you just traded one master for another. This period of isolation is your opportunity to achieve total self-reliance. Financial autonomy. You need money that doesn't depend on a boss who hates you. Emotional autonomy. You need peace that doesn't depend on a partner who doesn't understand you. Intellectual autonomy. You need ideas that you verified yourself, not downloaded from the group. This is the sovereign mindset. When you need nothing from them, their leverage evaporates. Think about why you care that they are against you. It is because you still need something. You need their approval, their money, their access, their love. Identify the need. Then figure out how to supply it yourself or do without it. The moment you can look at the mob and say, I do not need you to survive. You have won. You have cut the strings. You are no longer a puppet dancing to their disapproval. You are a free man. And a free man is the most dangerous thing in the world to a group of slaves. You look at the people against you and you see a wall, a solid, impenetrable wall of opposition, a united front. This is an illusion. Robert Greene knew that no group is truly united. They are held together by temporary interests and right now by a common target, you. The moment you remove yourself as the target, through the silence and the void we discussed in part 1, the glue that holds them together begins to dissolve. Without a common enemy, their internal cracks appear. Your job is not to fight the wall. Your job is to find the loose brick. In his work on power, Robert Greene advises that a leader must keep his enemies divided. If you are facing a group, a toxic department at work, a hostile family gathering, a circle of frenemies, do not attack the group. Isolate the weakest link. There is always one person in the mob who is less committed than the others, one who is only nodding along because they are afraid of being targeted themselves, one who is secretly jealous of the leader of the mob. Find that person. Approach them in secret, not to fight but to confide. I know the others don't get it, but I always thought you were different. You're the only one who actually sees the big picture. Feed their ego. Plant a seed of doubt about the others. I heard leader of the mob was talking about you the other day. I defended you. Of course, you don't need to lie. You just need to highlight the friction that already exists. When you turn one, you break the consensus. Suddenly, the mob is not everyone. It is some people. And that psychological shift destroys their momentum. They start fighting each other. They start wondering who is loyal. Paranoia sets in. And while they are busy looking at each other, they stop looking at you. This is how you dismantle an army without firing a shot. You introduce a virus into the software. Revenge is a natural human instinct. When someone hurts you, your biology screams for retaliation. You want to yell. You want to expose them. You want to hurt them back. Suppress that instinct. It is primitive. It is messy. And usually it backfires. If you attack them directly, you give them a story. See, he's crazy. He's toxic. We were right to exclude him. You prove their narrative. The only revenge that works, the only revenge that Robert Greene would sign off on is total, undeniable victory. There is a concept in warfare called overmatch. It means possessing capabilities so significant that the enemy realizes the futility of fighting. You need to build a life that is so undeniably superior to theirs that their opinion of you becomes a joke. Think about it. Does a lion care if a sheep has an opinion on his hunting technique? No, the gap in power is too wide. Your goal is to widen the gap. While they are gossiping, you are training. While they are drinking at the same bar every Friday complaining about the same boss, you are building a side income. While they are aging, you are getting fitter. This is the Count of Monte Cristo strategy. Edmond Dante was imprisoned, forgotten, and erased. He didn't scream. He spent years educating himself, finding the treasure, and reinventing himself as the Count. When he returned, he didn't just beat his enemies, he bought their banks. He bought their secrets. He dismantled their lives with a smile. And they didn't even know it was him until the very end. You must become the count. Let them have their little victories today. Let them have the office politics. Let them have the petty arguments. You are playing a different game. You are playing for the decade, not the day. 6 months of deep focus can put you 5 years ahead of the average person. Imagine showing up a year from now. New car, new physique, new mindset, new tax bracket, and treating them with absolute polite indifference. That hurts more than a punch in the face, because it proves that their opposition didn't stop you. It didn't even slow you down. In fact, they were irrelevant. There is a final psychological shift you must make. You must stop wishing it were easier. You must stop wishing they were nice to you. You must learn to love the hate. Nature called this Amor Fati, love of fate. Not just accepting what happens, but embracing it as the raw material for your greatness. If everyone is against you, it means you are being tested by the universe. It is a compliment. The pilot does not hate the wind that opposes the plane during takeoff. He uses the resistance to generate lift. Without the opposing wind, the plane cannot fly. Your enemies are your wind. Every time they say you can't, they are giving you the fuel to say, watch me. Every time they exclude you, they are giving you the solitude you need to work. Every time they betray you, they are teaching you wisdom. Robert Greene was stripped of his position. If he hadn't been, he would have remained in a comfortable role, forgotten by history. Because they destroyed his position, they forced him to become something greater. They created their own worst nightmare, a man whose ideas would expose power games for generations. When you look at your enemies through this lens, you stop being a victim. You start being a predator. You look at them and think, thank you. You are making me dangerous. This is the ultimate power move. When you can look at the person trying to destroy you and feel genuine gratitude for the lesson. They are teaching you. You become untouchable. They cannot hurt you because you translate pain into power. You are an alchemist. They throw lead at you and you turn it into gold. Eventually the tide will turn. It always does. When you survive the winter, when you build the business, when you get in shape, when you prove the concept, suddenly the same people who were against you will start to drift back. I always knew you could do it. We were just worried about you. Hey, can you help me with? They will try to rewrite history. They will pretend they were on your side the whole time. This is the final test. Do not fall for it. Robert Greene warns, men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that he who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived. Do not be the one who is deceived. You can forgive them, sure. Holding on to anger is drinking poison, but you must never forget. You have established a new law, a standard of access. Those who were there when you were down get a seat at the table. Those who were holding the shovel trying to bury you, they can stand outside. You are not being mean. You are being a curator of your own reality. You have learned that access to your energy is a privilege. You have learned that loyalty is rare. You have learned that most people are fair weather friends who only love the sun. You are the storm now. Keep your circle tight, keep your counsel private, and never apologize for the boundaries you built while you were surviving. So here is the truth about winning when everyone is against you. It is not a tragedy. It is an initiation. You are being asked a question by life. Do you believe in yourself enough to stand alone? Most people say no. They fold, they apologize. They rejoin the herd and die as copies. But you are going to say yes. You are going to use the silence. You are going to use the darkness. You are going to study the game while they are sleeping. You are going to build a fortress so high that their arrows cannot reach you. And one day, you will look down from that fortress. You will see the people who doubted you, who mocked you, who betrayed you, and they will look very, very small. You won't feel anger. You won't feel the need for revenge. You will just feel distance. You are the outlier. They are the crowd, and that is the only victory that matters. If this opened your eyes, understand this is only what I can show publicly. There are videos I cannot upload for everyone. There are aspects of dark psychology that I simply cannot discuss publicly on YouTube without being censored or demonetized. The algorithm suppresses the most powerful information. Those exist behind the join button. If you're still here, you're not like the others. Subscribe if you haven't. But if you want what's hidden, click the join button and step into the architect level. You will unlock exclusive, uncensored videos that dive into the deepest parts of the human psyche. Most won't, that's the point.